Sweeney has a certain view of public employees, particularly NJEA, and the governor has his view. Let's deal with pensions.
So pensions are what they are, right? They're created to provide a post-retirement benefit to public employees, right? It's always been a part of their compensation, right? It's kind of that balance of earn less than you could earn in the private sector, but right there's something at the end. And our members and all public employees, they have faithfully made their contributions to the pension system out of every paycheck that they've made. And the pension
They didn't take a vacation on that?
They didn't, actually.
Actually, the state made a vacation.
So
it took a vacation several years, through several administrations.
20 years.
Define what that means, Steve. When we say take a vacation, it simply means the state did not pay into the public employee pension fund, which caused what kind of shortfall are we talking about?
So it causes, when the state doesn't make its contribution, then only contributions from employees are going in. And that's a partnership, right, to fund pensions. It's a partnership between the employer and the employees. The
so where are we
employees
now?
have made their case. So New Jersey's pension plan is still underfunded. The state has started to come back and make their required contributions, and there was a phase-in process, and the state has worked its way up. I believe this year's budget, we're at 7/10 of what should be paid in. We'd like to work our way back to the 8/10, 9/10, and a full contribution. And then it will take a period of years of the state paying what they're required to pay to bring the pension back to where it should be.
But what's interesting, Steve, is that we did have the Senate president, and by the way, there's some history here. The New Jersey Education Association actually did not support the Senate president in a recent election in his district. A lot of money was spent in that race. A lot of things were said back and forth. Don't know if that has anything to do with this or not, but the reality is, in that interview we did with him, he said, you know, we did some things as it relates to the pension. The public employee unions did a lot, but we need to do more. They need to give more. You say?
I say that the state needs to continue to make their contributions, right? We need to get to a place where there's a balancing point where the employees, right, long-time employees, public servants, right, who enter public service to work for the interests of not just in schools, but in our police and fire, in our municipalities, right? That you can't just continue to cut, right? Because at the end of the day, you could cut pensions to zero, and there's still an unfunded liability caused by the states not paying for that 20-year period.
And not to mention, I want to be clear here. In your view, Steve, does that have any impact on recruiting teachers into the profession, knowing that that game is changing significantly?
Absolutely. The pension system has been tiered over a number of years, so there's actually different levels of benefits for different employees, and each level has, been less than the levels before them.
One more quick question outside of this. As it relates to recruiting and retaining